Hey guys, welcome back to another airgun review. Today we're going to take a look at the Taipan Mutant bullpup, a Ukrainian gun with some special features that I think you're going to enjoy. So as always, we're going to start with the tabletop. I'll explain some of the features of the gun. Then we'll take it to the workbench and test its noise versus another 22 caliber gun. And then out to the field for some accuracy testing and a little bit of fun shooting. So let's go over the features of the gun right now and kind of take a look and see what it's all about. As I said already, the Taipan Mutant is a bullpup. It's made in the Ukraine. At first glance, it's kind of an ugly gun. I think probably why they call it a mutant. But where it lacks in beauty, it makes up in function. And one of the things that is probably a distractor for most people on this gun is the stock. It looks a little chunky, as you can see here, and a little bit blocky. There are some good features, however, hidden in this ugliness, if you will. The first thing is the grip is angled correctly. A lot of bullpups, this grip, in my opinion, is too straight up and down, and it's very difficult for your wrist to hold the gun correctly. The other thing, too, on a lot of bullpup designs, in my opinion, is this heel-to-toe measurement is too small. And I think that makes it very difficult to shoulder the gun, and a lot of times it sets the gun too high in your shoulder pocket. So this has got a proper heel-to-toe measurement, which is 14 3/4, which is like a man-sized gun. I like that. Now this also forend, as I said before, is very chunky here. But what's cool about that is that you can see it sits on a bag really nicely. So if you wanted to possibly shoot this out of a car window, I'm not saying you should do that, but if you wanted to, it'll sit on the windowsill very nicely. And it also bags pretty easily. Now this particular model you're looking at right now is called the Taipan Short. They also make a standard and a long. The standard is 28 inches and the long is slightly over 30 inches. This particular one, the short, is 21 3/4, around 22 inches. What the gun comes with when you get it is a single shot tray and 2 magazines, along with 4 interesting pegs, which are too fat and too thin. And the pegs are for the hammer spring tensioner and moderator, and I'll show you how they work now. Okay, looking at the rear of the gun, I'm going to show you what the first set of pegs are for. They're the thin ones. As I said, there are a set of fat and a set of thin. And these fit into the back of this brass ring, which is your hammer spring tensioner. To adjust it, we take our wrench, place it inside this little set screw here. A couple turns loosen the set screw, and we can freely adjust our hammer spring tensioner in order to find the proper speed for the gun. Now, for those of you new to regulated guns, the hammer spring tensioner sets the depth in which the valve is going to be hit. So the more you turn it in, the harder the valve is hit, the more it opens. And there's a point where the hammer spring tensioner works in harmony with the regulator. So this is not the main way you choose the speed of the gun. It's the way you fine-tune the speed of the gun. The most of the speed is set by the regulator, which is internal and can be found inside of the air chamber. Looking at the front of the gun, we can see that the second set of pegs are used to remove the moderator end cap. Now, you really only need 2 pegs to start it to get the threads undone. And this feature is designed mostly for cleaning the baffles inside. The coolest thing about having an end cap that can be removed is that we can add a threaded end cap so that we can add a nice accessory. Some people call it an LDC, other people call it a moderator, but in any case it makes the gun more quiet. This end cap comes with a thread protector should you decide not to use the moderator. And if you'd like to get one of these end caps, if you decide to get a Taipan Mutant, or you'd like to get a nice little moderator that is one of the most effective on the market, check the description of this video. I'll put links where you can get the moderator from and also the threaded end cap. As I had stated already before, it comes with 2 magazines and a single shot tray. First, I'll show you how the single shot tray works. So you take your single shot tray. You can see it's got 3 holes. You put the 3 holes towards the rear, drop it in, slide it forward, and the locking lug self-indexes. To remove the single shot tray, simply pull back the locking lug and pull the single shot tray out. The magazine works flawlessly, and probably next to the Wyrock HW100, it's one of the smoothest indexing, and I'll show you a close-up here of how nicely it moves. You can see it moves effortlessly and indexes properly every time. As we continue on with this review, I'd like to make a little commentary about this gun. There have been some issues regarding the Taipan Mutant, one of which is an accusation that it's not actually made in the Ukraine, and that is false. It is actually made in the Ukraine. And one of the other accusations is that it came with subpar barrels, and that is true. So, in all fairness and honesty, I can tell you that the gun is, in fact, of Ukrainian origin, and it is a Russian-style air gun. The T down here stands for Talamund, which is the owner of the company. The Taipan is the model. You may see other names in foreign websites, and that's because the owner of this has no problem putting a sporting goods company name on the action. But let's take a second and talk about the barrel. If you're not interested in this section of it, feel free to fast forward to the less boring part. But I do feel like it's important in the fact that the manufacturer has been hurt by some of these rumors, and I think it's unfair to have somebody hurt with false rumors, and also I think it's important to clear the air. What had happened with the barrels is basically this company is located in the Ukraine, and as we know that Ukraine is going through some tough times with civil war, and as a result of those tough times, the European Union has forbid arms, small arms, to be shipped from the European Union into the Ukraine. Now with that, as you can imagine, this gun was designed around a CZ barrel. It's a 15 millimeter OD barrel, and the barrel bands are 15 millimeter. So there are not a lot of barrel choices that can be made with this gun. So the manufacturer was stuck, went with a barrel manufacturer that was subpar, and the guns were, as a result, were not as accurate as they should have been. I personally owned one of these guns, and I was very disappointed with the accuracy. Since then, some people on their own have worked to work this problem out, and this particular barrel is a Listone barrel from Taiwan. Your gun that will probably be available in March will come with a CZ barrel. The manufacturer has worked out the logistics, and he's just decided that it's best for the airgun community and the reputation of his own company to offer these guns with CZ barrel. So hopefully within a first of the year of 2016, these guns are going to be offered with CZ barrels. If you'd like to get this barrel, I can put you in contact with the individual that machined this and got it for me, and I've been very pleased with this barrel. I think it's, even though it's made in Taiwan and may not have the reputation that CZ has, I have been very happy with it, and we're going to test in the field and show you what it's all about. All right, so let's go to the bench and check it out and see what the sound is like and other features of the gun. All right, I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you what the gun looked like in pieces. I went ahead and took it apart off camera so it wouldn't be boring to watch me fiddle around with tools. And we're going to start with the action block here. As you can see here where the gun's made, and I can tell you that this piece of aluminum is machined extremely well. There are no visible tool marks, the gun operates extremely smoothly, and everything fits in a very precise manner. I really like the machining here on the top. It's very comfortable in your face. Well done. And here is, in my opinion, the most special part of the Taipan Mutant, and that is the trigger assembly. Okay, now that we got the barrel together, the air tube together, and the barrel band and trigger assembly together, I thought I would give a moment to show you kind of how the trigger works. So this gun is already cocked, so we're going to take a little look. Now this is the barrel. You can see it's a 10-inch barrel, and this is the moderator. Now what's interesting about the moderator, I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down for a second. You can see how how it connects. It screws on to the end of the barrel to this little attachment piece onto the moderator. Now what's interesting about how this connects is that there is no wasted space here. Like a lot of guns, take for example the Cricket, it slides on over the barrel and then screws on. So we have this long tube that looks like it's really effective, but actually doesn't really do anything except for the last couple inches where the baffles are. But here we have the baffles starting right here, and there's a small void space at the end of the barrel at the beginning of the special fitting that helps quiet the gun. And then it's going to slide into the barrel bands with the attachment piece at the front barrel band. And it actually will sit just about like that. And we have a really nice short overall length gun. Okay, so now let's take a look at how quiet the gun is. It's one of the quietest bullpups that you can purchase, partially because of the moderator. This particular gun is shooting a JSB 18-1 at approximately 850 feet per second. Now a comparison of how well the Donnie 2 moderator works screwed onto the end. And to compare it with a gun that's widely considered one of the most quiet bullpups on the market, the caliber gun Calibri. This is a brand new gun, so this very first target I'm using to zero my scope. This next target is the JSB 15.89. The center target are the JSB Predator pellets. The last group is going to be with the JSB 18.1. Looking at these three targets, the clear winner is the JSB 15.89. thanks for sticking around for 16 minutes. You made it to the end. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned a little bit about the Taipan Mutant. Some final thoughts I have on the gun. I really like this gun. I think it's exceptional. It's extremely unique. It's lightweight, compact, efficient, and extremely quiet. And it's got one of the best triggers that I think you can find on a bullpup anywhere. There have been some false rumors surrounding this gun, and I hope I had a chance to clear them up for you, because it's unfortunate that you would allow false rumors to prevent you from at least looking at the gun. The true rumors have been about the bad barrels that came from the first batch of the Taipan Mutant shorts. They were Korean barrels, and they were not up to the standard that I think most expensive air guns should be. The owner has worked out the logistics of getting CZ barrels, and hopefully in the next batch in 2016, these guns will come equipped with a proper barrel made from CZ, and your gun will shoot as good as mine. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next review. Take care, guys. Thanks.